Well, hello Saints, welcome to the Great Outdoor Bible Adventure. My name's Craig, host of this video. We are at the 22 range now, so you may hear some gunfire. We're going to be in Colossians chapter 3, verse 1 and 2 says to set your hearts and set your minds on things above. Now the New Living Translation says set your sights on heavenly things. So I have a Ruger 7722 now. This is not a target gun, and I'm going to try to set my sights on targets downrange about 40 yards, and let's see how I do. Now here's the problem. This is not a target gun. This is a hunting gun, a squirrel hunting gun. You can get very expensive target rifles by Anschutz and stuff like that. You can get special vests to cinch things down to minimize movement. You say, well, what's the problem? You're standing still. The body's never still. It's always moving. The heart rate obviously is going, pumping the circulatory system. There's gas exchange in the lungs. You try to minimize that. And then neurotransmissions, if I remember right, it's from nursing school, it's millions per second. So the body is always in motion. And I'm just going to use a hunting rifle. I'm going to use what they call a hasty sling, not a target sling here. And have a camera here focused on the targets, roughly squirrel size. And let's do 5 rounds down and see how I do. This may be embarrassing. It's the first time I've had this gun out this year. It's April of 2023. Here we go. Hit. 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 That was a hit. Go back to the first one. Oh, it's wobbling. How about that? 5 out of 5. There you go. I guess my sights were set. Now, are my sights set on heavenly things? We're going to move out of the range now in case somebody else wants to use it here and complete the video. All right, Saints, we're off of the rifle range and now on my front lawn in front of this beautiful tree. It's springtime in 2023. All right, we're in Colossians chapter 3, verses 1 through 4. Let me read it to you. Since then you have been raised with Christ. Set your hearts on things above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God. Verse 2, set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. Verse 3, for you died, and your life is now hidden with Christ in God. Get that? Your life is now hidden with Christ in God. Verse 4, when Christ, who is your life, appears, then you also will appear with him in glory. All right, let's take a look at this. And first of all, we are going to establish our target. What are we setting our sights on? Well, verse 1, we have been raised with Christ. We're dead to this world. We died to the world, and we are raised with Christ. That is our target. Verse 3, your life is now hidden with Christ. That's where your life is. Thank God. I mean, down here, life has its ups and downs, doesn't it? But our life, our real life, is hidden with Christ in God. That's our target. Verse 4, Christ, who is your life. So our bullseye is Christ. And our bullseye is things above. Now we've got to work on our sights. Steadying our sights. So let's take a look at this one now. Verse 1, set your hearts on things above. Your emotions, your desires. You set those things on things above. Let's sharpen our sights a little more. Verse 2, set your minds on things above. Let's look at the New Living Translation for this. Set your sights on the reality of heaven. So there's our target. Our target is life in Christ, and our sights, our emotions, and what we think of. John Calvin's definition, intensity of aim. Now, let's zero in our sights a little further. Let's go to the Old Testament and a couple Psalms here. Psalm 57:7. My heart is fixed. And then Psalm 108, verse 1. O God, my heart is fixed. Now let me read those two entire verses to you. Psalm 57:7. My heart is fixed, O God. My heart is fixed. He says it twice. I will sing and give praise. I'm going to worship you. I'm going to try to worship you all the days of my life. Psalm 108:1. O God, my heart is fixed. I will sing and give praise even with my glory. Those are King James verses there. So that further sharpens our sights. Now, let's take a look at this on sharpening our sights. Remember at the rifle range, I had my .22, and we're going to use this as a demonstration again. Now, a couple things for gun safety. If somebody hands you a gun, what's the first thing you should do? Open the action, make sure it's unloaded. Nothing in the chamber, nothing in the magazine. And incidentally, if you ever go to a gun store and somebody behind a counter hands you a gun, he should open the action. If he doesn't, it's probably not the person to go for advice. Second of all, always have the muzzle pointed in a safe direction. You never point the muzzle at a person. Now, I'm going to leave the bolt open. I mean, you can't see the chamber, but it's empty. But I'm going to leave it open so it would be impossible to fire. Now, set your sights on the reality of heaven. Oh my God, my heart is fixed. My heart is fixed. My heart is fixed. Set your hearts on things above. Set your mind on things above, because your life is hidden with Christ in God. You died to the world. All right, now, when I bring my rifle up, say like I'm sighting at something at, maybe that thing out there at 40 yards or so, 50 yards. Okay, I'm noticing a little bit of wobble. All right, now let's see if I go out further to 100 yards and say like it's a groundhog or something. Boy, I'm gonna have a hard time hitting that thing offhand. I mean, there's wobble. And you know what? We wobble in life. We set our sights on the realities of heaven, but then we wobble off. And we're looking at the transitory things of earth, and we get seduced by them. And we make decisions based on earth rather than being based on heaven. So how do you keep your heart and your mind set on the things of heaven? Well, it takes practice. I mean, there's guys with a rifle that are very, very good at shooting offhand. You ever been to a silhouette match? My goodness, man, they're picking off steel targets at 500 yards. Takes a lot of practice. Takes maybe a special gun, maybe a vest, but they're doing it. A lot of practice. We've got to practice on keeping our sights on heavenly things, making decisions based on that, and not on time and temporal things which will disappear. Let me use an example. I like to hunt. I've always wanted to hunt moose. And I have. I've killed 6 bulls right now, and oh, what a thrill. Now, when I was young, I couldn't afford hunts like that. Too expensive. Now, I could have afforded them if I didn't tithe. Oh, just don't give God 1/10 of my income. I can go on a moose hunt. Maybe I can buy a brand new pickup, but you know what? I'm not setting my heart's desire on things of the earth, a dead moose. I'm not planning Oh, a little bit, but for things of this earth. My plan, my desire is on the things of heaven, because I'm going to be there for eternity, and that is really where my life is. So the moose hunt, for most of my life, took a back seat to the things of God, what God commanded. I mean, you see people making all kinds of decisions based on time and based on temporal things they can never hang on to. Their sights are wobbling. Once again, the bolt is open, today they're on target. Tomorrow they're off target. They're wobbling around. They're getting distracted. They're incapable of having a heart that is fixed. Saints, practice. Get into the Bible all the time, daily. Pray daily. Get into church. Do some fasting. Practice, just like those silhouette shooters. Practice on things above. Make decisions based on things above, not on things of this earth. I could go on and on with examples of this, of people that have made decisions based on earth, but I think you get the idea. Let's look at them again. Set your hearts, your emotions on things above. Set your minds, your planning on things above. And what did the NLT say? Set your sights on the reality of heaven. What did the Old Testament say? My heart is fixed. My heart is fixed. My heart is fixed. And what is our target? We are raised with Christ. We're dead to this world. Our life is now hidden with Christ in God. That's where our life is. That's our target. And Christ is our life. You do that, and in the eternal judgment, you're going to be looking good. God bless you. If you like this video, like, subscribe, and share. And you have a great day. Set your hearts and set your minds on things above. God bless you.